CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Get your opinions on the air and have your say on the Borough game. Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM. It's 5 p.m. and the games are finished. The scores are set. And now it's time to hear from the Northeast's football mouthpiece. It's time for the Alternative Radio phone-in. 90 minutes of spleen-venting, honest opinion calls. Get involved with the biased banter by calling 01642 688 104. It's time for Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM.
Well, welcome to the Borough here in CVFM 104.5. Today ended up Middlesbrough 2, Rotherham 0. It should have been many more in the second half. Digesting the game, I've just rushed back from the Riverside now. First half I thought we were fairly sloppy. Passing was inaccurate. Created a couple of half chances, but didn't do enough to find the breakthrough. Into the second half, and there's no doubting that Karanka gave the players a rollicking. They stepped it up a gear. We did score a fine goal from Lee Tomlin, cut him for the left, danced by a few players and struck it past the keeper. And then the second one, Tomlin played his part again, fed it to Bamford, and Bamford stuck it in the back of the net, and 2-0. And to be fair, Rotherham, they're down the bottom of the league. I think they were fourth bottom going into the game. They were poor, and they're fighting for the championship lives. They were a poor outfit, kept the ball at times, but in the last third, they were total powder puff. But looking at our team, Bamford, again, I thought in the remaining 10 games, Bamford would remain up the middle where he plays best, where he enjoys it best. But again, he started wide. When he moved in the middle, that's when he became more lively and dangerous and grabbed the goal. There was an incident at the end of the game, and I want to know your opinions. There was a penalty given. It was a right penalty decision for Middlesbrough. Kike grabbed the ball. He's heading towards the penalty spot. Bamford's looked at him, and I had seen this happening before the event. The guy that was sitting next to me, I said, "Do you know what? Bamford's going to take this." Anyway, there was a bit of a conflab. Both of them were having a go at each other. Kike wanted the penalty because he's been out of sorts recently and wants a goal. And Bamford says, more or less, "Hey, I'm the penalty taker because Ledbetter's not. He's out the team, suspended." And he took it and missed it. What did you think? Was it the right decision? Should Kike have scored the goal? Was Bamford right in saying, "I'm the chosen penalty taker," at Ledbetter being out? I've been there. If you're an old enough Borough fan to remember me, at Ayresome Park, we played Ipswich Town. It was in the Premier League. Last minute of the game, it was 2-2, front of a packed Holgate end. Gary Parkinson was the penalty taker. He had just returned from injury. I was a goal scorer that had a bit of a barren spell. And I remember arguing with Parky, saying I'm the goal scorer, and he said I'm the penalty taker, and we're to and fro for the ball. I win the argument, and I blasted it right into the Holgate end, and I missed it. So today, that could have been down to the wee debate that we're having, as to who's going to take it, that Bamford did miss it. But looking at the games today, I'll go through the results and then I'll look at the league table. Derby 1-1 against Brentford. Birmingham 2-1 against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Bolton 1, Norwich 2. Norwich scoring a late goal by all accounts. Mick McCarthy's Ipswich Town 3. Blackpool 2. Leeds 1, Cardiff 2. Middlesbrough we know 2-0 against Rotherham. Millwall 0, Watford 2. Nottingham Forest 0, Huddersfield 1. Reading 0-0 against Blackburn Rovers, and Sheffield Wednesday 1-1 Charlton. But looking at the table, really tight, and obviously run out of games now. 4 games to go. We'll get Wolves on Tuesday. Bournemouth 80 points. They played last night, of course. Norwich 79, Watford 79, Middlesbrough 78, Derby 72, Ipswich Town 71. So very tight in there. And Tuesday, I'm going to be honest, what I seen today, if we play like we did today against Wolves, we won't win the game. I'll predict that now. We have to step up the gear, step up the tempo, because Wolves are a far better team than Rotherham. Let's go to Brian. Hi, Brian.
Okay, Benny, yes.
Come on in, Brian. It's a great 3 points. It's a clean sheet. What did you make of the game, and what did you think overall?
Well, the thing was, Benny, they're fighting for relegation. They're coming to keep it tight. It can be awkward, can't it?
Of course it can.
You know, they spoil you and that. You know what I mean? They're trying to pinch the game themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And the main thing was, it was a win.
Of course, great one.
And the thing is, there's 4 games left now, is there?
4 games.
4 games, 2 at home, 2 away.
Yeah.
By hook or by crook, you've just got to try and win the games, haven't you?
Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do. But after the last game, Brian, I was saying fortune favours the brave. You know, we're a bit cagey and cautious going forward. You look at Bournemouth, they'll score goals in any company. Norwich score goals. They go to win games. When we go away from home now, we're trying to nick it 1-0. They go and try and score as many as they can. So they've got that upper hand over us, in my opinion, because of the goal output.
Yeah.
We're still not as
come to
fluent.
the stage now, Benny, where we are what we are. That we can't change the squad now.
Yeah.
We have what we have, and the thing is, it can go any. We could still win it. We could finish 4th. That's the situation. It is.
Yeah.
Bit of luck, given a penalty.
I keep saying the luck.
You know, a bit of magic from Bamford or somebody, and you do it, and you can still get there. You know, you can even still win it.
Of course we can.
You know,
of course we can, Brian.
And
you know,
that's the situation for the top 4 teams now, I think.
Without a doubt, but
to any of them.
You know, with 4 games to go, I'm looking and thinking, you know, Bournemouth at the minute. Again, it's my gut instinct and what my head's telling me. I can't see anybody catching Bournemouth. I just think in the last third they're too strong. They might concede a few.
Bournemouth after the beat was fair and square.
Yeah, they did.
But you look at the last 2 games. They were 2-0 down at home.
Yeah.
Against an average Birmingham team.
Yeah, and came back and won 4-2.
They managed to pull it round, which was good for them. 4-2.
Here's a question: Do you think
the match was on live the other match?
Yeah.
And Brighton could have easily beat them.
Yeah, but going back to Bournemouth 2-0 down, could we have come back 2-0 down to 1-4-2?
That's the problem. We can't afford to do that.
That's my fear, that they've got that in the locker. I'm being honest. I'm trying to be honest here. I don't think we've got that in the locker. Bamford scored another goal today. He's the most reliant source for goals. Again, he started wide. He did move in the middle. But there was one instance today. If I was a neutral watching Middlesbrough today, first half, I felt I would have accused Middlesbrough of playing off the cuff. George Friend, I mean, just an instant, George Friend, who I'm a big fan of, another fine game. George Friend today plays left back. He ended up giving a free kick away in the first half, outside right. That cannot be right for me, Brian. A left back should not end up at outside right. And players were playing all over the shop, interchanging, understand, but they're losing the positions and the rhythm, and some players didn't quite know where they were going.
Well, for me, that's become a problem in the team.
Well, that is a problem today. I seen it evident today.
You've been on about the incident at the end of the game, the penalty.
Yes.
Right. A similar thing in a different way. Kike wants to take it.
Of course he does. Wants a goal.
It looks so Bamford is the nominated penalty taker.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Now there's the problem straight away. That Kike, I want it, and that they're having words over it. Mm-hmm. That shouldn't be happening, should it?
It shouldn't be happening, but
things like that are happening in the team. You know, it was alright switching the centre forwards all the time and that, but they've become frantic, haven't they, some of them, especially Kike.
But it's desperation.
I want to be in this, I want to score a goal.
Yeah, it's desperation, but that's a good thing.
Is he over anxious now?
Yeah, he could be, but he's got the balls to say, and he's balsy enough to say, do you know what? I want to take this. I'm in a bit of a bad spell, but I want to score a goal here. He could have hidden and thought, do you know what? I don't want to take it. He's balsy enough to want to take that penalty.
Yes, but you
so don't knock him for that.
And did he put Bamford off?
Yeah, but I've said before you come on, Brian, I've done it to Gary Parkinson. He was a penalty taker, I was a goal scorer, I'd hit a bit of a barn spell, I went to take it and missed it. Now, me and Parky arguing didn't help my mindset, but it was my fault because I took the penalty and missed it.
Puts more pressure on you, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course it does, yeah. Shouldn't be happening.
I mean, it didn't really
that.
matter. The main thing was the 3 points today.
Yeah.
But surely Karanka will get them together and say, look, we don't want this happening again. You know, definitely make sure who's going to take the penalty. You know, I mean, we looked to the penalties when we went out against Liverpool. He took a terrible penalty when we went out, didn't he, Bamford? Do you remember?
Yeah. Well, obviously led as the penalty king, but he's suspended for a couple of games, so we nominated Bamford and he missed it. I thought he'd have scored because obviously he scored a goal and his tail's up, he's been playing well, but it wasn't to be. But 2-0, you know, still a good result, but on the eye, we're still not hitting the heights that I think we need to hit against Wolves and against Norwich. Yeah. If we play like that today, we won't beat either.
Sorry, Bernie, go on.
If we play like today, and the way we have recently, if we don't step up now against the next two teams, well, obviously Norwich away and Wolves on Tuesday, we need to beat these teams, and we need to step up a gear. Performances like today won't be enough.
You've got to win.
Of course you do.
At least two, haven't you?
Hey,
2 or 3.
No, Brian. If we want automatic, we need to win 4. These other teams.
Sorry, I meant the playoffs.
No, we need to win 4.
We need to win
automatic.
You'd
and hope that the other teams
probably win 4. Yes.
Hoping that the other teams falter. Yeah.
And Wolves. Come on, can we finally up? You can beat Wolves if we get it right.
Of course we can.
I feel.
We can beat Wolves, but it'll be tough.
And the Norwich one, it's going to be a nervy game, isn't it?
Yeah,
would you to beat one of these? Would you to beat hopefully one of these top teams, Bernie?
I think
something goes right for us.
Yeah, but the thing is, start of the season our away form was good. If it was the start of the season, I'd be saying confident of going there and winning. But the wheels seem to have come off away from home. The last 2 big competitors that we've played against, we've let 5 in and not scored any. Both of them been live on the television and both of them pressurised games. And this one against Norwich is going to be highly pressurised.
Yeah.
So
it'll be the same for both teams.
Yeah, I know that, but it was the same for Bournemouth when we played them, same for Watford, but they came out smelling the roses and we faltered big time. We didn't turn up. It's not like just getting beat, it's turning up and performing and standing up and being counted. We really need to step up to beat those teams.
What you're probably really worried about, Bernie, is this for me.
Go on.
Is that in these away performances, we're supposed to have such a great defence, and against the top teams, we've conceded quite a few goals.
Yeah, we have.
And we have the problem, as you say, we can't do a Bournemouth and come from 2 behind.
No, I don't think we're capable of that. I don't think we're good enough for that.
You know, we struggle to do that. And that is the worry, isn't it, of these 4 games. If we were still rock solid, you could say we can scrape through these games maybe. We have got he's got a decision to make for me, Karanka, that you just can't be conceding the goals we are, can you, against these top teams? You know, and you've got to give yourself a chance of scoring goals as well. And it hasn't been happening, has it? That
Can I just say, talking about defensively, well done, Ayala. Been out injured, came back. He was elegant and stylish today, composed. He came off, but I think it was only a wee precaution because he did so well. We were 2-0 up. It's a sort of a well done big man going to have an early bath. So he done very well, Ayala. Would he come on to replace him?
Sorry, Bernie. Yeah, so he looks like he'll be okay for Wolves, maybe.
I think he'll be fine. I think it's just a precaution. You know, he's got 60 odd minutes or whatever it was. Well done, big man. We're 2-0 up. You've did the business. Go and have an early bath and enjoy it, and hopefully you'll be selected on Tuesday.
But as you say, we've got to roll our sleeves up, and you never know, do you?
Hey, look, Brian, you never know. Luck and fortune plays a major part, and hey, of course we can still do it. Of course we can. But at the minute when you're looking at the table, you know, Bournemouth 80 points, they're up there, you know, and well, we're only 2 points behind, but we need to win all 4. Yeah. If they won all 4, then it's good night. Saying that Norwich 79.
Well, it's top 2 places, though, isn't it? You know, and you know.
Me personally, I don't want to get in the playoffs. It'll be a good day out.
But well, nobody does.
No, but, it's a lottery.
But the thing is, surely we must put a performance on soon. Hopefully, it's against Wolves. Give you a good feeling for the Norwich game, the massive game.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, Bernie, and let's keep our fingers crossed. But as you say, we've got to stop conceding so many, haven't we?
Yeah, of course.
In these away games.
Yeah, in the big games, yeah.
But if Ayala can be fit for the rest of the running, you can always pinch a goal in the air, set pieces, and it could come down to that now, couldn't it? It could definitely come down to that. You know,
without a doubt, and Ayala is a handful at set pieces. He nearly scored today. There was one cleared off the line. He rose up like a bird, good downward head. It looked goal bound and cleared off the line. So he is, looking the part.
But you were a bit concerned that the team is all over the shop at times.
I thought, and other games I've seen players interchanging, which is fine. But when a left back ends up at outside right and gives away a free kick, I think, well, why is George over at outside right?
Yeah,
it's not right for me.
He seems that type of player, though, doesn't he? That
yeah, but if I'm a midfielder, Brian, if I'm a midfield player, whether I'm Forshaw or Clayton, and he's darting by me, I'd be shouting, "Oh, George, where are you going? Where are you going? You're left back, get back! I can do that job. You're taking my job. You're running willy nilly,
trying to do too much." Yeah.
And again, players. The prime example, I keep your shape and your balance. We had it under Raich, but when you look at the great Man United, Beckham on one side, Giggs near there, Paul Scholes, Keane central. They got the ball in the middle. They didn't even look. They just used to play it wide. There you go. They knew where they were. They were telepathic. Yeah. We were far from telepathic today. Sometimes we looked like strangers in the first half.
The crunch is coming now, Ben. The crunch is coming by Friday, isn't it? We'll know by Friday night what position we're in.
Yes.
Come on now, Barry. We still do it.
Come on, but I agree with you, Brian. Look, we've still got faith. Obviously, it's a wee bit more difficult because we lost at Watford, but hey, it's not over yet. And the pressure now is on Bournemouth and Norwich. They're holding the first and second position. So can they hold their nerve? Have they get the bottle?
I mean, this squad now, they'll be kicking themselves, won't they? Really, they'll be saying, "Come on, let's get a performance going."
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes they probably, as you say, the likes of George Friend and the striker, they're overdoing it, and they all want to do it, you know, and are they all a bit too anxious, you know?
Anxiety is a thing that it's obviously in the game at the minute, and pressure, all those are in the mix.
But we are playing two teams now where the next two games where they're going to be feeling that as well, and the Wolves are, Norwich.
Yeah.
It can go either way, can't it?
I think the next two games will define our season as to where we're going. Whether it's the Premier automatically or playoffs. Next two games will really, they're the big games.
Let's hope we still do it, Bernie.
Okay, Brian, thanks very much for your call.
Cheers, Bernie.
Cheers, Brian, thank you. If you want to get involved here at CVFM, and you can watch us on YouTube. You can watch us, we're on. Click on, is it CVFM to click on, and you can see us on with my smart suit, Middlesbrough suit, red tie today, lucky tie. If we keep winning, I'll wear that until next season. 01642 688 104.
Your local station for Middlesbrough, CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Have your say on the match. Unedited. Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM.
And if you want to get involved, your views on 642 688 104. Give us a phone, give us a tinkle. Let's discuss Middlesbrough. Big game today. We beat Rotherham 2-0. Tomlin and Bamford were the goal scorers. Next up, Tuesday, Wolverhampton Wanderers. They are a half decent team. They're a strong commanding side. We've got guys up front that will test their defence. Can we keep it going? Great result today, clean sheet, 2 goals. Not a great performance, not great in the eye. Wasn't a game for the purists, but the be all and end all was to win the game, and we did that, but so did the teams above us. Let's go to Rolf. Hi, Rolf. Are we there, Rolf? Rolf's disappeared. We'll try and get him back. Don't worry, we'll try and get him back. If you want to get involved, 01642 688 104. Looking at the games coming up for Bournemouth. I've got them up on the screen, so if I'm looking away from the camera, that's why. Bournemouth get Reading away. Then they've got 2 home games against Sheffield Wednesday and Bolton Wanderers, and then they're away at Charlton. So there's four games. Not easy by any stretch of the imagination. But Bournemouth will be confident they can go and score goals. Rolf, are you there, kidder?
How you doing, Bernie?
Come on in, Rolf. What's the verdict today then? It was a good result?
It wasn't my turn to go today, Bernie, but the lads just had the stats up and you know, all this sort of, we've had 25 shots and they've had 11 and all that shape of it. One of those, we're falling into a situation where it's just, unfortunately, Benny, and you've been involved in them, I think it's the playoffs now, I'm afraid.
Obviously, if I'm being brutally honest like you, we've still got a chance, but what is my gut instinct? My gut instinct is the next 2 games, if we do not win them, then we're in the playoffs. If we win the next 2...
Wolverhampton on Tuesday, and then we're away at Norwich.
Yes.
And they snatched a winner right at the death today.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, to go back to your question, Benny, today I didn't see it. Obviously, we were expected to win.
Yes.
Paddy Bamford missed the penalty at the end, I believe.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, but he scored one. And we won 2-0.
So he'll be happy with that. I think it'll be disappointing as a young lad, won't he? He'll be thinking, you know, how have I missed that? You know, keep his head up. Doesn't matter. We've got the 3 points. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but obviously the penalty was given. Kiki grabbed the ball. He's won a goal to boost his...
Was it a bit of commotion?
Yeah,
like you and Jimmy Phillips?
No, me and Gary Parkinson it was. I've already... Yeah, it was me and Parky.
Switch.
Yeah, so what happened? Kiki's got the ball. He's walked up to the penalty spot, and I says to the guy next to me, because Leadbitter's out, I says, Bamford will take this. And the guy next to me went,
who's the captain?
No,
who's the captain?
Who's the captain today? Who was the captain today? Captain today? There's that many captains.
Somebody gets you over there. Somebody gets you over there and says, you two.
Obviously, Leadbitter's captain, and then it's been Moody. Who was today? I don't even know who was captain today, if I'm brutally honest. But anyway, he's got the ball, Kiki. He's walking to the spot. Bamford's looked at him, and I'm away at the other side of the park. But I know what's going on because I've been involved in it, as you mentioned. And Bamford's more or less says, listen, I'm the guy who's been told I'm taking the penalty, so let's stay professional, I'm taking it. And Kiki's had a bite, walked away, took the huff, everybody. Then the fans started, Bamford, while he's shaping up to take the penalty, the Boro fans are shouting, Kiki. How does Bamford feel? And then they started cheering Bamford, and then he missed it. So...
Well, he's missed it deliberately, hasn't he?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't. Hey, no. No striker misses it deliberate. No. He'd have wanted another goal.
Yes, I know, mate. I'm only kidding. But, so, I don't know, Benny, the influence on the game today.
Can I just say who was captain? Sorry.
Tomlin started again at home.
Can I just say, Rolf, the captain today, I've got the team sheet, but it's a question. I answered the players and I'd have given it to Friend. Well, George Friend was the captain today. So they gave it to Friend. I think that's a good decision.
No. Well, he shouldn't have been. He's only the captain these days. Well, as George Friend, I mean, I've met George personally. He used to do a lot where the boy used to play football. Yeah. And he's, I think he's too nice a guy to be a captain, to tell you the truth.
Possibly, but, you know, Leadbitter's out, Woody's on the bench, so we had to get to somebody, so we'll give it to George. So, and George, again, led by example, maybe not vocally.
Give it to the lunatic who's him in goal.
Demi. He's not a lunatic.
Give it to him. He's as mad as a fish, him.
I thought it was a hatter. Anyway. Hey, what was your other point then? Wait, I thought in the first half we were poor. Passing was awful.
Well, it just awful. Come on, just before the game, Bernie, it came on. Just before the game started. Rotherham have lost the last 6 away, and I thought, oh, here we go. Yeah. Thanks for that, Merce. Paul Merson it was.
Right.
I thought, oh, thanks for that, then. So then it went on half-time, and there was another lad that was commentating on it on Sky Sports where it goes, used to play in goal for Wolves.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. He's quite, he's quite good when he talks about it. He was doing it, he says, Middlesbrough, he says, they'll have had loads of possession, but, and he said, if you could win the league on possession, he says, Boro would be out of sight now.
Yeah, flatter to deceive.
Them and Derby. I watched Derby as well today.
Right.
Typical.
Scored the last
on the continent. McLaren passed the leather off it, Bernie. They passed the leather off it.
Yeah,
what the Bournemouth do? Yeah. Get it in the box early.
Yeah. No messing.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And then we see what happens. And there's little. We'll talk about it today when the boy was down at football and he's saying that, there's. You watch like the olden day football. They used to have little tricks in the locker. The ball's dead.
Yeah.
Like, can you lob it out of the space? Can you, instead of trying to stoop to head it, can you?
Yeah.
need, perhaps, or I don't know. And I was just thinking, you know, I don't know where we are, Bernie. I think personally now, my bet's done anyway. I thought we'd finished 12th.
Why do you think, I mean, obviously we've won the game, and why do you think that Bamford, were top goal scorer, who's played a lot of games wide and not as effective as he is up the middle, and he scored his goal when he did get moved in the middle, why do we continue to play him on the right, or start him on the right? Why don't we just say, you're up the middle for the remaining games?
Playing, Bernie, to answer your question, I think he's playing because it's contractual. I think he has to.
No.
Start.
Well,
and I think
I've been told to play him outside,
why he
right?
plays him in different positions is because of that reason. And I think he's stuck him up front of the last couple of games. He's been ineffective. He's been doing all these kung fu karate kicks, trying to do flicks in a box, instead of just smashing it in the back of the net.
Hey, Bamford's been in fine form the last month. Scored a few goals. Yeah. He's my best centre forward. He's the one you can say he'll get us a goal today. You know.
What do we do now, Ben? What do we do now? For me, you get him played, you stick him up front, you get two wingers on the park, and you get somebody to bounce the ball off, and then we get at them. All our defenders are defenders. Mm-hmm. All our midfielders are defenders, and that lad gets stuck up front with no support. That's my personal outlook on it.
I mean, he's isolated for long periods. I mean, I'll be honest, and again, I've played in games like as a centre forward. Bamford, Tomlin and company weren't in it. First half, never got a kick, getting the ball away, weren't holding it up. And then the second half, as I say, they must have been the roasting at half time.
What's the point in them holding it up? If the two central midfielders are defenders anyway.
For Sean Clayton.
They're defenders, basically. So Tomlin holds it up. He turns round and he thinks, well, I haven't got a winger because he's a centre forward.
Can I just... go on.
And then I'm thinking, well, you're not going to get round. Have you seen who's that fella that plays for Chelsea, William?
Yeah, William, yeah.
Loads of fuzzy
hair,
right? They play him on the right, and he does exactly that. Yeah. He holds it up until Hazard gets near him, and he just passes a 5-yard ball.
Yeah.
And then the boy's off.
Yeah.
We have got two central midfielders that are defenders. Hazard isn't a defender. He goes and hovers around the positions where the ball's going to end up. Yeah. And we all know it's going to end up there.
What I watched today, Rolf, I defended Adam Reach during the week. Adam has, his confidence has dipped it has dipped. Start of the season, breath of fresh air, been out on loan, came back in, looked the part, was rewarded with a 4-year contract, whatever it was. And then his confidence has went, he's suffered. And some fans, last week there was a guy sitting in front of me, he was back in front of me today, and he says, that Adam Reach is the worst player I've ever seen. No, that's a load of junk. That's absolute garbage, right?
He's going to be a great player. Right. I think he just needs a rest.
But I watched, he wasn't in the squad today, so whatever Karanka, is he looking after him or whatever. But I looked at today, we played Bamford on the right, Adoma started left but wandered all over the shop, middle and up on the right. But I looked today, any balls we play wide in the main is to George Friend or Callas. So really, with those that's knocking Adam Reach, should look at how we play.
Benny, who's our best winger? George Friend.
Yeah, but George Friend, if Reach is playing in front, George should spoon feed him, and Clayton in the middle on the left should spoon feed him. They don't do that.
Somebody said to me years ago, Bernie, what's your best midfield you can have? He says, have two defenders.
Yeah.
He says, because one of them will go forward and the other one will stay still. But Adam Reach, he can only face forward, can't he? I think he's going to be a great player. I just think he just needs a rest, the boy. I think there's a couple looking like it at the minute. I've just seen a quote for Aitor Karanka, and I think it's saying the obvious. I was asked how many games we need to win. I says 4. Karanka's been quoted saying, I think we will win promotion if we can win our final 4 games. Stating the obvious, there you go, Bernie. There you go. Yeah, absolutely, mate, absolutely. Anyway, Bernie, we're going to go. We man wants to have a quick word.
Get him on.
Say hello, just for...
How are you, kidda?
Fine.
Are you happy with the result today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you been up to today? Yeah. What have you been up to? I hope you've been practising your skills.
Yeah.
Have you? You're laughing, have you? Have you been on the PS4? What have you been doing?
Yeah, I went to football training this morning.
Good lad.
And then come home.
Good lad.
Go to the match.
Good lad. Oh, were you at the game?
Yeah.
Oh, did you enjoy it? Or what did you think?
Yeah.
You talk more sense than your father. Listen, well done. See you later, yeah? Cheers.
See ya.
Ta-ra, kiddo. He spoke more sense than Rolf. If you want to get involved, your views 01642 688 104. Aitor Karak has been quoted saying, I think we will win promotion if we win a final 4 games. I think that's a possibility, but I'm sure the guys above us at the minute will be saying the same things. We win the next 4, they can't be caught, and they'll win promotion. Lot of to and throwing. It's a cagey remaining 4 games, and hey, anything can happen. We might win Tuesday handsomely. The other 3 top boys could get beat. Anything can happen. But if you want to get involved, your views on 642 688 104.
Your local station for Middlesbrough, CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Bernie's back, and he's now on CVFM. It's Bernie Does the Borough.
And if you want to get involved, your views on 642 688 104. Boro won today against Rotherham, 2-0. A goal from Lee Tomlin. He came in for the left, cross edge of the box, beat about 3 men, right foot it past the stranded goalkeeper, Martinez. And then the second one, Tomlin played a part again. It was a 1-2 involving Bamford, and he slipped into the bottom left-hand corner. Could have been 3 or 4 with another few chances. Couple went a begging, then we missed a penalty. Bamford and Kiki were battling for the ball. Bamford eventually took it and missed it, but that's life. If you want to get involved, your views on 642 688 104. Let's go to Daniel. Hi Daniel.
Yeah, Bernie.
Hello Daniel. Then come on, good result.
Yeah, good result, but up until the 40th minute in the first half I thought, well, that could be it, because from what I heard it just didn't sound like we were going to get going really.
No, we weren't firing on all cylinders. I mean, hey, look, I knew getting into the game, I've played them myself. It's a nervy affair. You need that opening goal to settle the nerves. When it doesn't come in the opening 45, few players start to get the jitters, as the crowd, and then when we score the goal we started to relax a bit and create more chances, and we could have won more handsomely, but it wasn't to be.
No, yeah, but that's not the Boro way, is it? We rarely win handsomely. We always do things the hard way. Anyway, but I was saying to a mate of mine before the game, I said if we don't win this today, we could pretty much kiss goodbye to top 2, like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But
So
it can still be done mathematically in that, but I've just got a feeling that we've run out of steam a little bit.
I think ideas as well, you know, as I say to the previous callers, Daniel, the first half there was stages of the game I thought we were playing off the cuff. You know, when you've got a formation and a shape and a nice balance and feel good to your team, players know where they are, they know who's where and where they should be. But we had players all over the shop today. They were interchanging, which is fine, but players were at position, getting caught at position. If we were again, I don't want to see George Friend, and I'm picking George as an example. I'm not against George. He had a fine game. Yeah. But if George Friend ends up outside right on Tuesday night, we could be punished. It just takes one diagonal ball. We know somebody should fill in from him, but I don't think that's good.
I mean, we got away with it today against Rotherham. I mean,
against a poor team.
Mid to the bottom of the table, aren't they? Really. I mean, my friend's a Wolves fan, and he keeps telling me they've been playing 3 up top all season, and they work really well together. So if we get caught out of position on Tuesday night, you know, it's but I mean, on Tuesday night, if we can keep their attack a bit there, we could score a few, because their defence isn't great.
Yeah.
But I mean, they've got a chance of the playoffs, so it's going to be probably quite a tight game.
Yeah, I think it'll be nip and tuck. I think it'll be a tight game. I think again it'll be a nervy occasion. obviously Wolves are trying to finish as high as they can as well. They want to stay in that playoff position, and we want promotion automatic. So
definitely, yeah.
You know, yeah. I mean, Wolves are 8th at the minute, 71 points. They're level with Ipswich on the, you know, who are 6th. Obviously, the goal difference, but they're level, so they'll be wanting to get right in there, right in the mix. So they're coming and everything riding on it for them as well. And obviously everything riding on it for us. Karanka has been quoted as saying we won the next 5 games, we gained promotion, 4 games rather, we gained promotion. Do you agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah, well, if we do what we have to do, and obviously it's relying on other teams to slip up,
yeah.
which is now, but as long as we do our job, then we can do all we can.
Mm-hmm.
Going on to that penalty incident.
Yeah. What was your thoughts?
Well, the way I see it, apparently Bamford was the designated penalty taker before the game, so I would have given it really. Yeah,
well, being the professionalism should kick in. We know it doesn't because adrenaline's pumping, and he's been nominated to take it. Kiki will be aware of that, but Kiki, I think it was Kiki that got brought down.
Yeah, I can understand.
So he's frustrated.
Why not to take it?
He's grabbed the ball. He's been brought down. He's earned it. He's want a goal. He's want to, you know, step up the tempo in his own Middlesbrough career. He wants a goal and get back in the fold. And then when Bamford's waiting at the penalty spot, they've had a verbal ding dong, and Bamford's obviously more or less, I would presume, has said, look, I'm the nominated penalty taker, I'm taking it, and I'm the top scorer. I'm sure he threw that one in, and he's missed it. But it wouldn't have done Bamford any good, but that's not the sole reason he's missed it.
No, definitely not. But I think it's pretty much, I think the top position in the table is pretty much at the Bournemouth now. I think it's a fight second now between us and
Bournemouth with 4 games to go and a couple of points here gap. You'd have to say that would we rather be 4th in the league, or would we rather be first as it stands with 4 games? We'd rather be top, 80 points. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? We're on 78, only 2 points, but 2 points could be all the difference. And then if it comes to goal difference, then we've got a fair gap.
Yeah,
you know. The guys that's up there, I have to say, I must commend. I know that it's no finish yet, but Bournemouth and Norwich do score goals, as do Watford. And they're more free scoring, they're more adventurous than us. We're still a cagey outfit who can score goals and defend well, but our mindsets, in my opinion, over the season, which I've watched, we're more concerned about keeping it clean and tidy at the back and not giving goals away, scoring the odd goal. These teams at the top at the minute are there because they're probably braver than us going forward. They're geared to score more than the opposition. And my key saying is, been for the last couple of weeks, fortune will favour the brave. It's those that's brave enough to go and do it that'll probably come out trumps.
I mean, we've missed that bit a lot. You could definitely, I could definitely tell. I mean, his driving.
Well, he's a leader, he's captaincy, he's a goal output, he drives forward, he defends, and he's done very well, Ledbetter. He's arguably he's up there with one of the players of the season.
Definitely. I mean, if we do go up, I would like us to spend money on Bamford, would
you buy Bamford?
Well, I would, yeah. If it was between him and Boston, I'd definitely take Bamford.
Well, Bamford, I was asked the question in the Legends Lounge, and thanks to everybody that was in the lounge today. It was jam-packed. One guy asked me at the end, would you sign him, or do you think we'll sign him, meaning Middlesbrough? And I replied, well, it depends on the price tag. Mourinho's obviously mates with Karanka, but when it comes down to the nitty-gritty, the money and the finance, there may be a gulf.
Oh, yeah.
There may be more experienced, better players than Bamford out there. I don't know. Karanka won't know at the minute, but I'm sure as soon as the dust settles and we know where we're going or where we are, I think obviously we'll be looking to tie him down. Bamford looks happy, his demeanour looks good, he's enjoying it, he's scoring goals, he enjoys it better when he's up the middle. He'd be wanting to for the future. We'd like to hold on to him, there's no doubt in that.
Definitely.
What about Boston? Do you think Boston will be... I mean, I have to be honest, I was a bit surprised Boston didn't come on or start today. I have to be honest. You know, he seems to neglect Boston to a degree.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know what he's lacking. I've not seen enough to really say, wow, he's a great player, but he works hard, he's got a good work ethic. He scored the hat-trick, don't forget. But he's not really been given a fair old run in the team.
Yeah,
It's obviously got his reasons, I don't know what they are.
But Grant seems to like to play up top more often than not, so maybe that's the reason. But I mean, obviously,
yeah, but okay, if Bamford,
if
that's the reason, well, Bamford started wide today. Why didn't he play Boston up top today?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
It's a strange one.
But as I say, the managers make decisions. But there was another thing that was interesting today. Last week in a massive game, we played 2 debutants. None of them started today.
Yeah.
Was that a wee indication we got it wrong last week? Possibly, yeah. But anyway, we won clean sheet and we're still in the mix, which is great. And we just need to hope that we can win on Tuesday and 1 or 2 of the other teams falter.
Definitely.
Anything else, Daniel?
No, that's everything.
Okay, mate, thank you very much for your call.
Cheers.
If you want to get involved, your views on 642 688 104. Give us a phone and discuss Middlesbrough. We're running out of time, but I'll be back again on Tuesday. Is it going to be 10 to 11 or half 10 to half 11? Goodness knows. I'll be one of them. If you want to get involved, your views on 642 688 104.
Your local station for Middlesbrough, CVFM. Bernie Does the Borough, proudly sponsored by Teesside's Healthy Living Pharmacies. There's always a pharmacy open near you 7 days a week. Ask your local pharmacist for free and confidential advice on smoking, alcohol, weight and sexual health issues. You don't even need an appointment. Visit teessidepharmacy.net to find out more. Bernie tells it as it is, with no bull. Bernie Does the Borough on CVFM.
And if you want to get involved, run out of time, 01642 688 104. Thanks to Healthy Living Pharmacies for sponsoring the show here at CBFM. Thanks to both of them. Without them, there'd be no show. 01642 688 104. And if you cannot get on, obviously we're looking to squeeze another caller or 2 on. I will be back on Tuesday night after the Wolves game, probably about 10:15, depending on the crowd at Riverside and getting out of it. Thanks to my guest today in the Legends Lounge. It was Frank Spraggan, made over 300 odd appearances. Stalwart, too young to remember Frank, of course, but he looks younger than me. 01642 688 104. The score today was Middlesbrough 2 against Rotherham, who had a couple of shots, but yeah, they were a poor outfit and possibility they could get down. Let's go to Bill. Hiya, Bill.
Evening, Benny.
Come on in, Bill. Are you cock-a-hoop tonight? Are you still looking at the league table thinking the other boys win today? You're still...
relieved, Bernie, more than cock-a-hoop.
Yeah,
really.
okay.
Relieved.
Relieve's a good
word.
Like
old Willie Shakespeare said, all's well that ends well. But I hope that he keeps Gibson in now.
Yes.
I mean, I couldn't understand... I don't know about you, but I couldn't understand why he didn't play
Couldn't
Gibson.
understand it.
I mean, it beggars...
Beggars belief, yeah.
It beggars belief, doesn't it? I mean, he's been outstanding all time.
Yeah, but do you not think today was sort of a Carranca more or less admitting that he got it wrong, because neither was in the team? There was one on the bench and one out the squad.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I don't know where you arrived at it, Bernie.
No,
That's the thing. Not so much not playing him, but not playing him in a game like that, where you know that they've got, a cracking forward, Daly, you know that.
Yeah.
So I thought it was unfathomable, that.
Yeah.
And I hope, like you say, I hope he's learned his lesson. And but with a bit of, I mean, you see, there's one thing about this game coming up, Bernie, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We're the only team that's playing at home, and they need to make capital out of that.
Yes.
Because I watched Derby today. They were dire, by the way.
I seen clips. The telly was on the background. I seen them scoring a late goal, but they looked poor. Yeah.
They should have been absolutely trounced, Bernie.
Yeah, the wheels have come off, haven't they?
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. So, and I mean, they're not. Everybody's not going to win these games. They can't. No. It just doesn't happen. I mean,
are we good enough to go to Norwich? I mean, are we good enough to go to Norwich? Are we in a good vein of form to go to Norwich and beat them?
Well, you've got to think you are. I hope.
I totally agree with you. If the players don't think that, there's no chance.
You don't want to be going there to defend. You want to go there and if I was the manager, I'd be feeding them on raw meat.
Are we adventurous enough?
Pardon?
Are we adventurous enough? Creative enough?
I don't think we are. I read the report in the Gazette about Reach and getting stick. Well, the problem is he's not taking people on. Wingers. You know wingers. I mean,
I actually played there with
Can remember Alan Comfort and people like that.
Yeah, Stuart Ripley, Johnny Henry.
And they would destroy teams. With one run. And it doesn't matter if they lose the ball as long as they get themselves back.
But Bill, and Reach's defence, this is for me who's played outside left. I've played midfield in my younger days and I played centre forward. If he gets caught in possession, the next time we get the ball, why don't we give him it again and say, there you go. There you go. Bolo Zenden did it to Stewie Downing when he first came in the team. He spoon-fed him. That gives you confidence. The more you give him, the more confident he becomes. Rather than give him one every half hour. Not good enough.
Yeah. Well, that should be, that should be battered into his head, Bernie. That when he gets the ball, he's got, the liberty to take somebody on, and so if he loses it, so what?
If he loses it, then you give him again.
You're going to beat him once with the way the teams play this day and age.
Yeah.
You beat one man, you're in.
Yeah.
Because they have that straight line. I would go for it, and if we've got to concede goals to score goals, let's have a go, because the last twice they've been on telly, Bernie, they've disappointed me.
Well, yeah, because Bournemouth and Watford, two big games, we knew a lot was riding on it, both of them televised, so this is our chance to display what we've got. 5 goals conceded, no goals for, 6 points down the Swanee, and Norwich coming up. Hey, we're fearful, of course we are, because the away form has dipped dramatically as well. The away form's not been good. But why is that? Start of the season, our away form is good.
Yeah. Well, as I say, I think there was an excuse against Watford. You don't put 2 men in who haven't kicked the ball.
Oh well, that's a big gamble.
That was a bit special. That.
Yeah.
If he'd have brought 2 forwards in, I think there'd have been more reason for that. Mm-hmm. Than upsetting your back four that's been absolutely rock solid.
Yeah, it's amazing because when Karanka, the manager, obviously did pick that, me, like a lot of others, would have been thinking, boy, you've got some balls to do that. Yeah. He's done it, but the guy who suffered most of all was Woody. Jonathan Woodgate was trying to look after 2 new boys, new arrivals, and his own game went to pot.
I actually did point that out to somebody. He said
that's the game I seen.
Well, look, you don't know how he would have played had he been alongside Gibson.
Yes.
You don't, because he wouldn't have been worrying about him.
Another 2 players, yeah.
So, as I say, Bernie, I hope that that he does go for goals, and that Wolves, they're all right going forward, but they're suspect at the back.
Yes.
Their goals record tells you that. So I would go for goals against them. And so, if you win 4-3 or whatever, I would go for goals.
But Bill,
they've got to win this game on Tuesday.
I totally agree. If they don't, then the playoffs look destined.
Yeah, so I would, his best team should be stepping out on that pitch.
Do you agree with me, Bill, that we have to step it up again? I says at the start of the show, the top of the show, if we play like we did today, Wolves will get something. We need to play better than we did today.
Well, for me, Bernie, the last let's take it up. I would think since the last 6 weeks, they were playing early on. They were playing and they were creating chances at will. By the way, now they've stopped doing that. Mm-hmm. They've stopped doing it. So, but as I say, I would, if I was the manager, which God forgive.
Bill, come on, Bill.
I would nail my colours to the mast, and I would go around everyone and say, look, you have to win this game here. I would heap pressure on them. Because it needs to be done.
Of course it does. This is where Karanka will learn his con.
Yep.
It's his job now to motivate them. Raich was great at it. Any lads were feeling down, he would find out what the problem is, lift the morale, make you go out, feel as if you're 10 foot tall, and that's a gift. Yeah. And Karanka, this is where he's really going to earn his money now.
Yeah. I was, and funny enough, talking about managers, I was watching Stephen McLaren today.
The ginger one.
He looks 50 years older, Bernie. I mean, he does. I mean, he's losing his hair and he's walking up and down clapping his hands. He's the luckiest man in the world today. I mean, you should have seen some of the chances they missed Brentford.
Yeah.
From inside the 6-yard box.
Yeah.
Centre forward. I bet collectively, he missed 5. I've never heard of somebody called Gray. He couldn't score. And, oh, dear God.
Couldn't score in Amsterdam.
There you go, yeah, Amsterdam with a parachute full of
Did Darren Bent get the goal?
He got the goal, one chance goal.
One chance goal.
And it was a mishit shot that came through a ruck of players to him. He stopped it with his left foot and just clipped it over the keeper with his right.
Were you surprised in talking about Bent, because obviously he went there? Were you surprised that we brought 2 defenders in as opposed to without adding another striker?
Well, there you go. I mean, it does. It does make you think. I mean, I don't know about managers. I mean, they have some peculiar, ideas, don't they? I mean, when you see them, you see these lads. Even the big managers. When Arsene Wenger sometimes, brings, holding player on, against, when they were in the European Cup.
Yes.
And he brought a holding player on when they wanted to score goals.
Do you think some managers become? They think they're tactical wizards?
Oh, I'm certain of it.
Yeah, I think that as well.
Oh, I'm certain of it.
I think managers up and down the country, some of them think they're wizards. Ali Bongo.
And the other thing, Bernie, I would like to know what the hell they write all the time down. What this nonsense is. Sitting there with a pad.
Yeah.
And they write down. And when somebody's coming on to play, international players at Chelsea, there'll be a bloke there with a pad. And he'll be pointing out things to a gadget who's coming on, with 20 minutes to go. As if you don't say, look, he's creating havoc over there, go and do him.
Yeah.
Why do they do that? I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm not on the coaching staff, but when I'm sitting in the stand, I'll just jot down incidents, things that I'm going to mention in the radio, I do that. Maybe they were marking.
Yeah, that's a different thing.
I know.
That's things that's happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one of the first guys at Middlesbrough I seen doing it was that Steve Round. Mind Steve Round?
Oh, aye.
The goal scoring coach who'd never scored a goal. Yeah. He was the first guy I seen. I used to question what he was actually writing. It probably shot him the following day. Anyway, listen, Bill, sorry to cut you short. Thanks for phoning. We're back again Tuesday night. Win, lose or draw, I want you on. Is that right? I hear the music in the background. Are we finishing? Yeah, we are. Bill, thank very much.
Get the rosy beads out, Benny.
I've got them round my neck at the minute. Thank very much.
Take care.
I need as many pairs as I can at the minute. I'm really flattened now. Thanks for joining us today. Ended up Middlesbrough 2, Rotherham 0. Good goals from Lee Tomlin and Bamford sealed the victory. We have to keep winning again. 4 games to go, but all the other teams, top teams, win as well. So roll on Tuesday, and I'll be back here at CVFM from about 10:15, 10:30ish. Round a bit then. Hear from you then. Thanks for joining us.
Bernie Does the Borough. This show has been an independent production on CVFM.